Hello everyone, welcome to the next part. In the previous part, we have learned how we can generate the JS bar graph using the static data. In this video, we will convert that particular code into the dynamic data. In the last video, we used this label and data sets as the static data, but in this video, we will see how we can convert this one to dynamic. Okay, let's start. Okay, first of all, to get the dynamic data, I have created one chart service. So first we need to understand what is chart service. Whatever the data is visible here on the view, we can see label, it is the list of string, and dataset is the list of objects. So we need to convert these two things to the C# code as. So here the chart data, I have taken one class as chart data. It contains one labels list of string, like it is here list of strings, or we can say array of string. And then we have the data set. So in case of the data set, I have taken one list of data set, and that data set further contain another properties like label, background, and list of data, that is the list of string. Like here dataset, first it's a list of datasets, then it has the properties label, string type, background, string type, then data, which is again list of integer, or we can take list of string. Both will work in the same way. So now this is the equivalent code of these properties in C#. Okay, so we have no need to take a values for another properties like type, option, because mostly because we are going to get the dynamic data based on only these things. Okay, now I'm initializing the labels as well dataset to the 0 value, or just initializing to the blank values. And in the chart service, I'm getting the data from database. I'm hitting the database, it will return me one table, and from that table I'm getting the months, which will be my labels, and I'm getting the distinct month and converting to list, assigning to the labels. So these labels getting values from the database. And after that I'm checking. Okay, first I will run it, and in the debug mode I will show how it's returning the data and how I'm converting it here. So to get the color, I have taken one color index starting from 1. I have a one list that contain the different color at the different index, and I'm getting the color string from that particular list or shorter dictionary, and just based on the index and returning it to the this particular property. And as it's incrementing each time, so each time color will get changed. Okay, now to hit this particular service which I'm using here, I have created one get method, and which will hit this particular get chart data, which is for getting the data from database and returning the chart data object, and then serializing the object using the JSON converter and returning it to back to the view. And here to hit from the view, first I will use the ajax property here, row ajax call we will make. To speed up the video, I will paste ajax code here. So I am going to hit the get method at the URL home get chart data, and we can get this type of data from API, or anyway we are hitting here MVC. So this is the similar way we are hitting the API. So this is API here, and if it is returning data, then I'm getting the data and passing it back. And instead of now here I'm just consoling the data whether we are getting or not. And after that if there is any error, I'm just consoling the error. Now we will focus only on the success part. Now whatever the data we will get, we need to assign that particular data here. So now we can this outside of the success method, I cannot access this particular data, but we can do one thing. We can move this particular things inside the success method. I will remove it, and here I will paste. Okay, let me format the code. Okay, now whatever the data we are getting here, we need to remove it, right? Now inside the data, what properties is for labels? We have the labels. So what I will do, I will replace it. Similarly, I have property datasets. I think that match with this name. Okay, datasets. So I will say data.datasets. Now we are getting the dynamic data, right? We are hitting the API. From the API we are getting the data and assigning that particular data to the label and dataset. Other things will be as it. No need to mark the changes. And these things, how these things are working, like what is why we are getting the team chart ID here, and what are other things. To know about it, you can check my previous video. I have given the link in the description as well. So this is the second video which is in the continuity from the previous one. Okay, now I will run this particular code and we will see. Okay, first it was getting the dynamic data like this. So this this was static data. Now let me rerun it. Now I put the pointer here, so it's come here. Okay, now we got the data from database. We can check what type of data is there. So we are getting 3 record for Simran, 3 for Mohit, for Jan, Feb, March month, and their particular tickets which they have completed in particular month. Now I am initializing the object of chart data, and after that I am getting from this particular table using the link queue distinct month which I am assigning to label. Now 3 months data is there, Jan, Feb, March. That's why now these labels got their value, because this label is of the type list of string. Now I am getting the number of user, distinct user. Now we have only 2 user, Simran, Mohit, and based on that I am going in for each loop. First I will get data for first user which is Simran, and I have taken the color index equal to 1 to assign the color. Now first label set. So okay, that is not visible now. So this is the name of data set. Now I have assigned the name as the name of user. After that I am getting the color. Now I got the color red, and after that I am getting the data where name is equal to this. I am getting the tickets, that is the list. Now I got the list. I got all the data 35, 29, 30 tickets which this particular user has completed in respective month, and I am adding this particular dataset to the dataset list and incrementing the color index. Now for another user name is Mohit, got the color as green. Okay, so now we are returning this data to the front end. See, now on the front end, when data will get returned here, it will assign the label and datasets. Other things will work as it. So now 35 tickets completed by Simran, Jan, Mohit completed 41 tickets. Similarly in other months they have completed particular tickets. So now we are getting the dynamic data, and this particular graph is dynamic now. One more thing, if I will say here instead of bar I will say line and will refresh it, this particular bar graph will convert to the line chart. See now, I think that's all in the dynamic part. So you can see the code. We are hitting the server, we are getting the data from database, we are parsing the data, assigning the labels, datasets, and graph is here. The important thing is this particular chart data class, like the structure of this particular class and this dataset. That's all in the dynamic part of graphs. If anyone have any question or query, you may post here in the comment box. I will try to respond on that. Thank you everyone. Please share this particular video. Thank you.